Hey guys, good to see you all. Thank you for joining. All right, give us a hi. Let us know you're here in the live chat. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and have a look at the 10 most used office phrases. So I've chosen 10 of the most common ones. Obviously, there's others as well. It's not just the specific 10 phrases. There's others that are used, but these are the ones that I hear the most. And these are the ones that I get asked about a lot as well. So a lot of times some of my students say to me like, oh, Hannah, what does this phrase mean? Or what does that idiom mean? Or what does it mean when you say this? So I thought it would be useful to provide a lesson for you guys talking about these phrases and looking at them in a bit more detail as well. Okay, so let's start off. As always, I always tell you guys to take some notes, write some things down. When you learn a new phrase, a new word, or any new tips that I provide you with, write them down so that you can remember them and look back at them later. And also a really great tip is for you guys to form some example sentences using these words and these phrases that I'm teaching you. It's a great way for you to improve your English, your sentence structure, and it's a great opportunity for me to go into the live chat and correct them for you. So just send me your examples in the live chat and I will correct them for you live as well. All right, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also make sure to rewatch this video in a few days so that you make sure that you have memorized and remembered everything that we have learned, okay? It usually takes more than one lesson to remember certain things that you learn in that lesson. So you need to revise things in order to remember them. All right. Let us get started. So the first word, or the first phrase I should say, that we have is going forward. So going forward means from now, from this very moment and onwards, from now on, or in the future, okay? Sometimes we use it at the beginning of the sentence. Going forward, we may need to increase cybersecurity. Okay, so from this point onwards, we might need to increase our cybersecurity. Next example, Taylor will be in charge of these accounts going forward. So from now on, Taylor will be the person that is responsible for these accounts. Okay, so things that change from this point onwards. All right. Learn the ropes. This is a really great one. I really like this one. And I think a lot of people, when I teach it to them, they think it's really good and they try to use it as well, especially if they're starting off in a new job. So if you're starting off in a new job, there's a lot of new processes, there's a lot of guidelines, there's a lot of tasks and other types of things that you need to learn. And sometimes it's basic things, but because it's all new things to you, it can be a little bit difficult at first, right? Because you're trying to remember everything. So it's like learning a language. The first part of learning a language is usually the hardest. Even though it's more basic, it's a lot more hard than when you're at an intermediate level, because there's a lot to process and there's a lot going on and there's a lot of information. So when you're starting off in a new job, you can use this expression, learn the ropes. This means to learn the basics of something, okay? So, an example sentence. I'm still in my first week at my new job, but I have been learning the ropes quickly. Great expression, like I said, if you guys are starting a new job, or you're starting a new role in your job, or you're doing a new project or a new task. Now, for those of you who might not be familiar with rope, what this word means, this is a rope. So in this image here, you can see this person holding a rope. This is called a rope. So to learn the ropes, okay? It's just an expression that we've got. All right, next one. Get the hang of it. It's when you start to understand something at a basic level, or to learn how to do something with skill or competence. Okay? So to get the hang of something, it's like to finally understand it. It's like that light bulb moment that's like, oh, okay, now I get how you do this. Now I understand how to perform this task, right? So an example sentence could be, although I've never used Photoshop before, I am slowly getting the hang of it. Great expression. Another great one to use if you're starting off at a new job, or you're doing a new task, or you're trying your hand at something new, okay? So you could use it with learning the ropes, right? They can go hand in hand even. All right. Now, go ahead and form some sentences for these new expressions and pop them in the live chat. I can see that some other people have started to join in. So go ahead and add in some example sentences. This is a great opportunity for you guys to practice your English and your sentence structure as well. All right, next one, ballpark figure. This is also a very common one. So an estimate or an approximation of a number or a figure, often used to estimate results. So it's like predicting what the number might be, or what the sales figure might be, for example, or the percentage. So some example sentences here, I've popped two in here for you guys. First one, I'd say $20,000 is a realistic ballpark figure, okay? So we're trying to estimate, and we're saying that we believe $20,000 is a good estimated figure, a good ballpark figure. Another example, can you give me a rough ballpark figure of our projected profit? Okay, so give me an estimate of our profit, how much we're going to make in the future, okay? So a rough ballpark figure might be $1 million in profit, $10,000 in profit, okay? So it's not an exact number, it's an estimate. It's a ballpark figure. Feeling under the weather. You guys may have heard this one before. This is used when you don't feel well, when you're feeling sick. So this can be used in the office and also outside of the office. In fact, a lot of these are used in the office, but they can be used in another context as well. So it's great because you're learning it for a specific type of area, which is like the professional area, in business, in work, but you could also apply it for other conversations and other parts of your life. So feeling under the weather is feeling sick. Example, Tom won't come in today. He is feeling under the weather, so he's taken the day off to rest. Okay? So feeling under the weather. So I want you guys to try and form some sentences for me. I'm going to ask you, when was the last time you felt under the weather? Type it in the live chat for me. When was the last time you felt under the weather and you called in sick to the office and you'd let them know, I'm sorry, I can't make it today. I am feeling a little bit under the weather. When was the last time you did that? So send that to me in the live chat. Yesterday, I was feeling under the weather. Perfect, fantastic. Now just be careful of your spelling. It's feeling, not felling. It might have just been a typo, so just double E there. All right, so I was feeling under the weather. Fantastic. All right, and so when you're feeling under the weather, another common expression is to call in sick. To call in sick, this is when you call into the office and let them know you're not coming in. So you call in sick. Fantastic. Hi, Angel. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Perfect. All right. Great. Thanks for joining, guys. All right. Next one. No-brainer. Okay. A no-brainer. This is something that is so easy to decide on. You really don't need to use your brain too much, right? So something that is easy to understand and doesn't require much thought. It doesn't require you to use your brain too much. It's an easy decision, very quick to make. An example sentence. The last candidate was highly skilled for this role. The decision is a no-brainer. We are choosing her. Okay? So she's so skilled. She's got exactly what we need for this role. That's it. We're going to choose her. It's a no-brainer. She's the perfect candidate. Okay? So again, guys, go ahead and add in a sentence using no-brainer. What is something at your company that is a no-brainer for you? It's a very easy decision to make. What's a no-brainer for you guys? It can be based on real events, or it could be something that you are just making up, right? It can be a creative sentence where you just use your imagination. Let's see what you guys come up with. Mathematics is a no-brainer subject for learning. Okay, you must be very smart, Angel, because mathematics is not very easy. So mathematics is a no-brainer subject for learning. Okay, so just make sure we're writing brainer correctly. Perfect. Yes, you picked up on that. Fantastic. Good. It's a no-brainer. Okay. Sometimes it can be as a joke. You can use it as well. So if someone says to you like, who is the greatest football player of all time? You know, you could respond with whoever your favorite football player is. You could say Pele or Messi or whatever, and you can say, it's Pele. That's a no-brainer. He's definitely the best soccer player of all time, or the best football player of all time. Another great example you guys have provided, after 10 years now, driving is a no-brainer. Perfect example. Really, really good example. Yep. So you drive without really giving it much thought. You park, you go places without actually thinking too much of the driving process. It becomes like almost like autopilot, right? So that's a no-brainer. Great example. Maradona, okay, perfect example. So Maradona is the best soccer player of all time. That's a no-brainer for Angel. Fantastic. All right, guys, next one, to circle back. So we've got circle in there, to circle back. So this means to return, hence why we say circle, or to come back to a topic or a question at a later time, okay? So for example, let's circle back to the main issue regarding protocol after the presentation. So we're going to come back to this topic, or we're going to come back to this question you may have at a later time, okay? I will circle back to you on that, okay? So I will return with the answer or a response for you. To circle back. Is there something at work? Is there someone at work that's asking you guys a question, and he wants you to, or she wants you to circle back with them and let them know? Let me know, guys, if you need to circle back on something. Okay? Write some examples for me when you're ready, and I will check them for you. Okay. Perfect. Let's circle back talking about the war. Okay. Perfect. Let's circle back talking about the war in Ukraine. Here I would say let's circle back to the topic about the war in Ukraine. You don't have to say talking about. Okay. So, let's continue. I need to circle back to present perfect classes. Oh, very good one. Nice option, Joab. Okay, I need to circle back to present perfect classes. So you need to come back to them and revise them. Yes, okay. Good, good. You could use it like that. Good, all right. To have a lot on one's plate. I really like this expression. So we've got an illustration here of a plate, a fork and a knife. And here we've got so many different things happening. So you've got a drink, you've got a car, you've got a chair, the idea is there's a million things going on that you have to do. And it's too much for you. So it's a lot on your plate. You're overwhelmed by it. To have a lot of things to do means to have a lot on one's plate. An example sentence that I have provided here is, I won't be able to take on this task as I have a lot on my plate right now. Okay? So you have a lot of things happening for you. You have a lot on your plate. You're unable to take on, great phrasal verb, you're unable to take on any more tasks. Okay? So do you currently have a lot on your plate, guys? Let me know. Let me know if you've got a lot going on for you at the moment. All right. I have a lot one's plate to do in the university teaching science. Okay. I have a lot on my plate to do. I have a lot on my plate to do at the university teaching science. Okay, so make sure you say on my plate. So if I go back here, I have a lot to do on my plate. Whenever I put one's plate here, this is just for you guys to take it and change this to the pronoun that you want to put in here. Okay, so for example, my mum has a lot on her plate. My boss has a lot on her plate. He has a lot on his plate. So we're going to change that to the correct pronoun. On my plate. I fixed it. Perfect. Well done. Okay, back to the drawing board. So to plan something again because the first plan failed. Okay, a drawing board is a board that you use to write on. Okay, so example sentence. We need to go back to the drawing board and improve the product before we start selling it. So here, for example, we've got a drawing board and this employee is coming back to the drawing board and trying to improve things, making little tweaks in order to improve what they initially did so that it doesn't fail again. Okay? Drawing board. Back to the drawing board. In the pipeline. When something is in the pipeline, it means that something is underway or in the process. So something is happening, okay? Behind the scenes, things are happening and soon they will be launched or released. So an example, there is a new software in the pipeline and we will start using it early next year. So we're working on a software, okay? But it won't happen until next year. We won't be able to use it until next year. So it's in the process of being finalized and finished. Okay. Do you guys have any projects in the pipeline? Let me know. Do you have any projects in the pipeline? Do you have any new software maybe? Any new tasks? Anything new that's happening in the pipeline? Let me know in the live chat. So as you can see in this image here, this guy is working on something and it's in the pipeline, okay? All right. Oh, there's another example sentence that I didn't see earlier. Every weekend at home, I have a lot on my plate. Great sentence. Perfect. All right. My journey to Australia is in the pipeline. Fantastic. Great example. It's in the pipeline. Great. So you're planning it, you're thinking about it, you're in the process of going, but you haven't gone yet. Good on you. All right. Perfect. Now, guys, those are the 10 most used office phrases that I have chosen for you guys. So this was a really great a lesson for you guys to learn about different phrases and different expressions you can use in the office, okay? Now that you're exposed to these phrases, you're going to start to pick up on them a little bit more. So if you watch a TV show that is based around like the professional world, or it's the location of it is inside an office or anything like that, you're going to start hear these expressions a little bit more in there. So definitely come back to these videos and revise what we learnt, because some of these are a little bit different. Some of these aren't easy to understand unless there's context around them. So come back and revise them in a few days. And let me know if you have any questions in the live chat. So I'm going to check one of the examples. So here, becoming an English teacher is in the pipeline. Perfect. Good luck with that, Joab. Well done. Very good, very good. Okay, certainly I have a lot on my plate here in Venezuela. My journey to Australia is in the pipeline. Okay, so maybe you could use a conjunction word here to make it sound a little bit more cohesive. So I have a lot on my plate here in Venezuela, but my journey to Australia is in the pipeline. That might be better. Okay. All right. So like I said earlier, great phrases for you guys to use in the office. You guys can actually write these in your emails as well. A lot of them can be used in emails. You may have even come across these. Someone may have mentioned them to you. So really great ones to use and to implement in your conversations, in your speaking, in your writing. So I hope you found them useful, and I will see you in next week's live lesson. Again, thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys next week. All right, take care. Thank you.